Hey everyone, it's Claire and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my tips for back to school. As today is my last day of summer break, I feel that this is a little bit of a pep talk for me too. So if you are heading back to school soon or you already have, hopefully you can find some help in these tips, some advice. Also, comment down below any tips that you have so that we can all just have an awesome school year. Without further ado, let's get right on into the video. So my first tip for you is to make a friend in every class. I think one of the worst things that can happen when you're heading back to school is schedule day. You, of course, have to get in contact with all of your friends and say, oh my gosh, what team are you on? What's your schedule? Let's see, do we have any classes together? And the worst thing that can happen is when you don't have classes with any of your friends or you hardly have any classes with your friends. So here's my tip. You make a friend in every class. So usually this involves introducing yourself to someone else, and this is not an easy thing to do. I'm not saying it's an easy thing to do. I'm really bad about introducing myself to new people, so don't fret if this isn't your subject. The benefit to doing this is you always have a partner. If you get to pick partners, it's someone to sit by and you make a new friend, which is always great. So they will be your new go-to person for that subject. My second tip is to plan ahead. This is hard to do, but if done successfully and if you can get into the practice of planning ahead, then ultimately you will hopefully avoid procrastination. The first step is to prioritize your assignments. So keeping in mind when things are in relation to other due dates, you can figure out what's coming sooner, what needs more of your attention now, and what needs your attention later. If you have a larger assignment, then instead of just working on it all at once, can gradually work on it as opposed to waiting until the last minute. Say you have a month, maybe you work on it a little bit each week. If it's just a week that you have, then work on it a little bit each night. However, I do caution that you try to be done before the last week before it's due, just so that if your teacher changes her mind or they have any things that they want to add, then that way you can make any minor adjustments based on what they tell you. My third tip is to take homework or study breaks. So I have heard people suggest that you do 30 minutes of homework and then you take 10 minutes for free time. I would recommend 20 to 45 minutes. Anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes I think is a reasonable break. This way it keeps you motivated to continue working and persevering on your homework. It's also rewarding, and it's also a way to enjoy your other hobbies. I've also heard that after about 4 sessions of this rotation that you take a longer break before you go back to studying. My fourth tip is to stay organized. This can be hard to do. What you should do is try to make this something that you do every day. So write in a planner or agenda every day. If you start from day 1 and you just continue to remind yourself each class period, it will help become more of a habit. Definitely write down all of your homework, all of your assignments, and any dates. Write down the dates on the day that it's assigned and the day that it's due. Also, I find it helpful sometimes if you have, for the weekends, if you have sections for that. If you write down little reminders, maybe a checklist or what you want to get done, I think that can also be helpful. Or if you have reminders like, oh yeah, 1 week before the algebra test, then you can remind yourself. Another tip for staying organized is to keep a folder for your homework or have binder organizers to separate classes. My fifth and final tip for you is to set goals. Make sure that your goals are accomplishable. It's important to write goals that either better yourself. Also, you can set goals for getting things done. The one thing that I do want to warn you is don't make unaccomplishable goals. The last little note on that is just to keep track of your progress, and as you make progress, refine your goals. Anyway, I hope that these tips were helpful for you. I hope you have the best year that you can possibly have. Try to keep your motivation. I'll be cheering you on. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!